Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and this is sci-fi shows I think they should remake. I'm going to talk about two TV shows, and that is Airwolf and Blue Thunder. Now, for those of you who don't know, these two shows are actually based on advanced helicopters. Now, I know some people do not consider these two shows sci-fi shows, but I do. And the main reason is because these were helicopters doing things that no other helicopter could do. They had the ability to go supersonic and do loop-de-loops. And the main reason I consider them sci-fi is the advanced technology that they possessed. I do know there are others who do consider them sci-fi as well. A lot of people just consider them action shows. Blue Thunder and Airwolf actually premiered the same year and month. Blue Thunder premiered January 6, 1984 on ABC, and Airwolf premiered January 22nd, 1984 on CBS. Blue Thunder is based on a movie called Blue Thunder starring Roy Schneider. Now, for some of you, you may recognize the name. He starred in Jaws and also a TV show called Sequest DSV, which I'm also going to cover in a later video. The TV series starred James Frantino as Frank Chaney. In the movie, the character was named Frank Murphy. I'm not sure why they changed the name. Also in the series, Dana Carvey also starred in it. And to be honest, when I think about the show, I don't remember Dana Carvey being in it. The show also starred Dick Butkus and Bubba Smith. Now, I do remember them, but I remember them as more comic relief. Now, Blue Thunder only lasted one season for 11 episodes. And I think I know why. It's because when you tuned into the show, you were expecting to see the movie, Blue Thunder. But what you got was a watered-down version of the movie. So as a result, people tuned out. Airwolf premiered January 22nd, 1984, starring Jan Michael Vincent as Stringfellow Hawk, Ernest Borgnine as Dominic Santini, and Alex Cord as Archangel. Archangel was the deputy director of a division of the CIA known as the Firm. Archangel approached Stringfellow to be the pilot of Airwolf. In season 1, Stringfellow was reluctant to be part of the Firm, but ended up being part of the Firm and used Airwolf to search for his missing brother. His brother served in the military and was missing in action, so every chance he got, he would go look for his brother. Also in season 1, the show took place all over the globe. It was international. By season 2, they changed it. They were going for a more family-friendly approach. They brought in a female character, which was supposed to help with that. But by the end of season 3, the show was canceled. So on CBS, Airwolf stayed on the air for 3 seasons. And unfortunately, it wasn't just declining ratings that caused the downfall of Airwolf. J. Michael Vincent also suffered from a very public drinking problem. It got so bad that it actually started to affect him physically. He even lost one of his legs. Now, Airwolf actually did get picked up for a season 4 on USA Network. And when it got picked up on USA Network, they actually got a whole new cast and a whole new production crew and moved to Canada. When it moved to Canada, it starred Barry Van Dyke, who's actually the son of Dick Van Dyke. And Barry actually played St. John Hawk, Stringfellow's brother, the one that was missing in action. And it turns out how they wrote it was he was not missing in action, he was actually deep undercover. And one of the problems I had with that is that Archangel had access to a lot of this information and could have told Stringfellow this a long time ago. But if you think about it also, if you understand the character Archangel, he had a habit of not always telling Stringfellow everything. Now, starting with the remake for Blue Thunder, how I would do that show is, one, I would not base it on the TV show at all. I would actually ignore the TV show. I'd pretend like the TV show actually didn't exist and base it on the movie the way it was supposed to be. The movie was gritty. There was a main character that actually gets killed off, and that's what people were expecting to see, was this gritty movie set in Los Angeles with this attack helicopter. But what they got, like I said, was a watered-down version. They could go back and base it all on the movie. They could actually do an extended version of the movie, if you will. They could probably stretch it out for 2 or 3 seasons. And the character that gets killed off, they don't have to kill the character off right away. They could do it season 2, season 3. And as for the helicopter itself was based on 2 helicopters. The body of the helicopter was the Royal Air Force Gazelle SA-342. What they did is they took the body of that helicopter and altered it to look more like an Apache helicopter. What they were doing is they wanted the look of the Apache helicopter, but they wanted the body width of the Gazelle helicopter. There are a lot of military helicopters out there now that kind of look like Blue Thunder did. They could take existing helicopters and just modify it to make it look like a different helicopter. And with CGI technology the way it is today, they wouldn't actually have to fly it around Los Angeles. I mean, they could still do aerial shots with it, but overall, where it's dipped down in between buildings and under bridges, they could just CGI all that stuff now. And like I said, I would ignore the TV show, so that would mean a whole new cast. And again, I don't know why they changed the character name. I would change the character name back to Frank Murphy. And like I said, I would just take the script of the movie and just stretch it out. Pick areas of it to where you could write a TV episode around it. And like a lot of TV shows, especially today, you could have just a continuing storyline throughout the whole thing. And they wouldn't have to do a villain of the week because each story is connected. It would just be how each episode is connected to the previous episode. And as for Airwolf, I would do the same thing actually. Whole new cast, because most of the cast members from Airwolf have passed away. And as for the 4th season, I would just pretend like the 4th season didn't exist. I would base the new Airwolf around season 1. I would keep that international feel, and I would also keep the darker tone to it as well. To be honest with you, I think that's why originally it succeeded, is because it had a darker tone to it versus Blue Thunder's version. And again, as for the helicopter, the Airwolf helicopter was based on the Bell 222B. Now, I actually like the design of that helicopter. I wouldn't change too much. I might streamline it here and there, but overall, I wouldn't change too much. You could still use that design, and it would work even better because that is a popular helicopter that you see pop up every now and again here and there. Now, if they wanted to redesign it, they could, but like I said, there's something about the design of that helicopter where I still see it here and there when people, especially when people do remote control helicopters, they go with that design. But I would definitely keep the darker feel of the show, like I said, based on season 1, keep that darker tone to it. Another reason I also chose to do these 2 shows together is, as a kid, in my head, I always wanted to see these 2 helicopters face off. One way they could do it is, Airwolf is supposed to be a top secret helicopter controlled by the CIA. No one's supposed to know about it. So it could be on maneuvers in Los Angeles. The crew of Blue Thunder hears about it and they investigate, and the 2 face off. And you don't have to have one destroy the other. They could have one clip the other, and throughout the show they could clip each other and damage each other or something, have it be a draw. And actually they wouldn't even have to have them solve the misunderstanding, because like I said, Airwolf is supposed to be a top secret helicopter, so they could still have them clash but be on the same side. Airwolf could do its thing and disappear, and Blue Thunder's like, well, I guess we won't know what they were really up to, or something like that, because CIA. And another reason I also picked these 2 shows is because as of right now, I can't think of any helicopter shows, any shows based around advanced helicopters. It's just, even for the time it was done, it just wasn't done. Once these 2 shows went away, I don't recall any more helicopter shows coming out. So I would like to see some more helicopter shows, to be honest with you. That's my take on the remake of Airwolf and Blue Thunder. You guys take care.